A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... he landed in the Divine Dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
This is the Daredevil series from Auto Club Speedway only on Turn 200. Sunny Southern California. Just kidding, we're in the United Kingdom. It is sunny though for once, and not raining. What a rarity. Here at Brands Hatch Indy for the second time in series history, and it's the second round of season number 5. This is a 1.2 mile road course technically more than 6 turns. On the track map, it's 6 turns. Either way you look at it, it's about to get crazy here for the second time in series history in the United Kingdom. Matt Williamson is here. My name is Tommy Cook. Matt, welcome back to BHI.
Yeah, definitely good to be back. We've been here once in series history, and we're gonna run it back and do it again. You kind of alluded to it. Very short road course. It's almost an oval with right turns, but it's not quite. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. Quite a few drivers are gonna take the field here as well, and it's not gonna be a very long race, or at least we're not expecting it to. So yeah, this one is going to be interesting for certain.
Yeah, 60 laps here tonight, 40-second laps. So it should be about a 45-minute race, maybe a little bit less than that. Well, we've got the dubious distinction of getting to show the folks at home the point standings after the season opener last week at Auto Club. You and I both know, for the new people, they'll learn quickly, this is the easiest week to keep track of the points because, quite literally, it is exactly how they finished last week.
Yep, that is absolutely correct. There are no bonus points here in the Daredevil series, so after the race at Auto Club Speedway, Steve Roman is at the top of the points with the big win. 1,000 points awarded to Steve Roman. Drew White, he's in second in the points. James Watson in third. You're going to just take note of the tiers of the points and kind of how they are there. You get 200 extra points if you finish first over second, and then it's 100 points for a while. And then it goes down to 50 and then 25 a little bit later outside of the top 10. So just keep in mind throughout the season that winning a race boosts you mega time. So a win is huge for your point standings here in the Daredevil series. Stephen Thompson, TJ Crampton, Matt Schlosser, Austin Lafferty, and Ryan Dye all finished in the top 10.
I just realized I did not give you an updated bottom ticker either. I've just been twirling my ding-dong all day since I got home from work, apparently. So slacking big time here, and that is 100% my fault. But regardless, these drivers can't slack. It's not going to be possible if you want to finish this race and run well, because this is a demanding short circuit. Of course, Brands Hatch is a big, long circuit. We have essentially cut this track more than in half because there are some super long straightaways that are taken out of the equation here. When you run the Indy layouts, it's hosted 2 U.S. open wheel events before, a kart race in 1978, I believe. Somebody will correct me. And I believe also in 2003. So those are the 2 big events that have been held specifically on this layout of Brands Hatch Indy. Yes. And of course, we join that distinctive company for the second time with our second event here. A much shorter gap between the 2 events. Season 2, round 2 was the last time we were here. It was won by, shocker, Michael the Turk. He led all but 2 laps on the day. Octavio Rondoletto finished second and led the other 2 laps en route to his championship season. But neither of those drivers are in the field here today. It will be a new winner for the Daredevil series here at Brands Hatch Indy, unless the Turk can join in the next 5 seconds, which does not look to be likely. We do have 25 drivers here today, though, with the new increased road rating requirements. I am surprised to see 25 drivers here tonight, but very excited. And I'm sure a lot of these drivers are excited and nervous to get underway. But it is that time. Starting grid is set. And believe it or not, it is a first career Daredevil Series pole position for Christopher Hill in car number 101. Very surprising. He'll lead the field to green. Brett Nichols was very fast in practice. He will start in second. Brody Gunter was also very fast in practice. He will line up on the inside of row number 2. James Watson, podium finisher from last week, looking to go 2 better here today with a 4th place starting spot. Christopher Kresge, the last driver to join here today, but he gets a great time. Starts in 5th. Joey Selmans will make his debut tonight. He starts in 6th. Cody Claiborne and Victor Aldrich, teammates there on row 4. And then it is Joshua Rutherford and Martin Camano, 4th place finisher and Auto Club last week. Starts in 10th tonight. Paul Ellison and Derek Wright on the 6th row. Steven C. Thompson, a top 10 in his debut last week, starts in 13th. Matt Schlosser to his outside in 14th. Austin Lafferty and Matt Johnson. Then on row number 8, it's Kenny Stepman, Kyler Thomas. On row 9, Nicholas Isidro, the last driver to post a quality time in 19th. Jeff Mathis DM'd me and said he will be starting from the pits, but provisionally was supposed to be on the 20th spot of the grid. Drew White finished runner-up last week. He starts in 21st. Nate Siefker is good on the road courses, but did not fare very well here in Season 2. Starts in 22nd. TJ Crampton and Steve Broman, last week's big winner at Auto Club, nearly shotgun on the field, but it is Corey Rutherford that has the distinction to bring up the tail. He's the caboose of the 25 drivers here tonight at Brands Hatch Indy for the Daredevil Series. Matt Williamson, the strategy notes. It's road course racing. What do the folks need to know here tonight?
Well, we're going to take a look at your track conditions here. First, 95 degrees on the track temperature, and not much wind either. So pretty optimal conditions here for the drivers as we get rolling off the grid. We got 60 laps here around Brands Hatch Indy tonight for you. I think that the incidents points may be something to keep an eye on tonight. It's an 18x drive-through penalty. 25x is going to get you a disqualification. Of course, no fast repairs, unlimited tires, and our fuel is right about halfway, right around the 30-31 lap mark. So looking at most likely one stop for fuel and not expecting any cautions either.
But it is possible we will not throw cautions unless we have the mother of all messes sometime. Typically, it would happen in the first lap. We've had some big ones that have not gotten the caution before. A spin. It's Brody Gunter warming up the tires.
Oh, no!
Oh, boy. And we're going to extend here. That's not good. Not good.
Trying to figure out who else that is. Oh, no. Well, that's one way for the newcomer of the series to be welcomed. Joey Selmont is in the pits right now. Had to take a tow. I think he was stuck on the grass or on a turtle or something. Not quite sure.
Well, that is positively unfortunate.
Well, I mean, maybe not any cautions, but some extra pace laps maybe here. This may make it a possible two-stop race, depending on how long we extend this. I guess we'll take a look at the replay here.
We are going green right now.
Okay.
Because they have both towed back to the pits. And Steve Roman has as well, so not 100% sure what happened to him, but regardless, pace truck is off. We'll take a look at that here once we get all the scheduled madness out of the way. The Daredevils are on the move at Brands Hatch Indy. Hill with the whole shot. He leads him.
Lots of pressure from Rhett Nichols here, though.
Oh, big time 4X contact. And Nate Siefker nearly around. Will save it. That's further back in the pack. We're still pointed in the right direction now, except for Derek Wright, who's gone for a spin. That is around the Graham Hill bend. Now we go through McLaren and around Clark Curve, back up the Brabham straight. Christopher Hill leads the opening lap. Rhett Nichols in tow. So an extra lap of pacing.
Whoa, Cody Claiborne.
That's Cody Claiborne off. Should not throw much of a wrench in anything with an extra lap. But Steve Roman is out of this race. And Selmont and Gunter are on pit road.
Siefker just about went around. Matt Johnston gets by. Austin Lafferty right there in the mix. Johnston now off.
Johnston off. There is runoff that direction, but it's painted green, so you don't know really where you are. And he went a bit too far on the runoff. Hill continues to lead. Nichols is right there. Nichols with the purple lap in pursuit of the top spot.
this right-hander up the hill is pretty treacherous. That's where we see a lot of passing opportunities as we see Schlosser.
Oh, Drew White spinning. Big spin for him. He'll go to the tail.
Yeah, before they even got to that right-hand turn. Schlosser working his way forward. We saw him get through on Joshua Rutherford through that right-hander we spoke of. Austin Lafferty going backwards a little bit here. Jeff Mathis has gotten through. And Joshua Rutherford starting to be on the slide here as well. Nicholas Isidro just got by. Paul Ellison, Stephen Thompson, Nate Siefker all right here, ready to pounce as well.
Oh, Christopher Kresge from 4th goes for a spin, and he's going to have a tough time getting a place to get back on track here. Was in the 4th position, running so well. It drops back to 20th.
Siefker to the inside of Rutherford. He gets through. Ellison nearly gets run over by Mathis. Oh, and Ellison's off. So is Mathis.
They both follow each other into the gravel trap there around the Druids. They'll lose multiple positions. Joey Selmans got back on track and is actually on the lead lap here in 17th.
Matt Schlosser
with a 1-second lead.
Continuing to move forward here. He's got Martin Camano in his sights, and Victor Aldrich not too far in front. There's Schlosser to the inside. Takes a spot.
Big drive here for Schlosser, already up 7 spots. Make it 8 now. One of those, I guess 2 of those were from the crash there on the pace lap. But still, a lot of cars passed already for driver 400.
I'm sure many not familiar with this racetrack. We'll throw the track map up there for a little bit. It's not difficult to figure out.
1.2 miles as there goes Jeff Mathis, and now with Austin Lafferty, they both go around. Maybe some barrier contact from Mathis as Lafferty racing from the United Kingdom here in the Scottish Highlands. Going to be disappointed with that after a career best finish last week at Auto Club. Still plenty of time, though. Lap 8 is on the board as Christopher Hill comes across the line. Rhett Nichols keeping him honest. He's back to within a second. Schlosser all over Victor Aldrich here for spot number 5.
Joey Selmans just got a couple more positions here, so he is really moving after having to start from the pits. Up to 15th now, just got by Derek Wright.
Yeah, Vroman and Gunter both have retired after the issues on the pace lap. Technically, they're not credited with a start or points. Ken Astep has just retired from this race as well, but he did at least start it. Well, Schlosser was all over Aldrich, but looks a bit loose as Camano went in for a move and bailed out. Oh, problems again for Christopher Kresge. That time in the Graham Hill bend. He's back up and rolling.
And Derek Wright's gotten through on Joey.
Joey had a problem. Joey had a 4X contact, I think, with Derek Wright. For the lead, Rhett Nichols is within a couple car lengths once again.
And we're going to go on board with Rhett.
Into the big braking zone of this course, the Druids, the right-hander, down Graham Hill, and then the Graham Hill bend.
And they're coming up on lap traffic here as well. That could play a major factor here in the race today.
You cut off Surtees there and head through McLaren into Clark Curve. Lap traffic kind of not picking a lane. Hill is forced to go up the middle 3 wide with a huge head of steam, and that is going to put some separation back to Rhett Nichols. Christopher Kresge's night is over. He has gone off the track and has called it. That piled up in a hurry for the 777. Hello to Reflection X and Flinky Roberts in the chats. Things move quick here, specifically at this road course. I haven't had time to look at the chat, but hello,
look
hello.
at this. We're 2x2 here up into turn 2. Schlosser gets through on Aldrich finally. Siefker and Isidro were side by side there as well. Siefker ends up in 7th. And now looking to get Aldrich for 6th.
More lap traffic for Hill and Nichols. It's Corey Rutherford. He stays to the left side of the circuit and lets him through. Aldrich, Siefker. Nice move there for Nate to take the spot into the first turn.
Whew, man.
Isidro going for it now, and we'll move ahead.
Whoa. Camano just about got into the back of Aldrich there. Had to check up big time. Thompson's actually going to get by as a result. Lots of big movers here in the back half of the top 10. Schlosser up 9, Siefker up 16, Isidro up 12.
Big gap from Schlosser up to Cody Claiborne, who's running in 4th. Claiborne has 4 seconds up to Watson in 3rd. Watson with 7 seconds up to the battle for the lead. Hill and Nichols still going at it. Aldrich trying to stay in the top 10 here. This will put him in the 10th spot as Camano moves through.
Siefker applying a lot of pressure to get into the top 5 here. That's to the back of the 400 of Matt Schlosser.
For retirees of our 25 registries.
There has been a lot of action. We are just to 25% of the way through this race.
And only 9 minutes. So this could be a sub 40-minute race with a pit stop wedged in there. It's happened before. Oh, Cody Claiborne, a bit of an off track. But brings it back on. He was trying to work through some lap traffic.
Great battle here still between Siefker and Schlosser. Siefker has been trying to take a couple of different lines through some of these corners. Just has not been able to get up alongside the 400 yet.
Oh, Drew White has crashed out of turn 1. In a precarious position. We'll get it back moving.
Oh, there's one off.
That's Isidro.
Was about
Isidro
to run
off.
up to the back of White, who was slow there and ends up going off the racetrack.
From 7th down to 9th. 2 spots lost for the 424.
Turn 2. Not able to make that work, but he is trying everything he's got.
Oh, boy, that was close with a spinner right in front of him. I think that was Kyler Thomas.
And here's your 2 leaders, Hill and Nichols. A little bit of traffic there. They get through.
I hate to tell him this. The traffic's not going to stop. It's here to stay.
Battle for 1st and battle for 5th. Closest on the racetrack right now. There's a few more within a few car lengths throughout the racetrack, but these 2 definitely the most heated right now.
Tyler Thomas calling it a night after his incident. Oh, Matt Schlosser with a bit of an off track. It's not going to help the Siefker situation any, that's for sure. Oh, and a twitch, and he goes off. Oh, he just barely kept it on, but he loses the spot. Siefker goes through. Incredible to woe that down enough not to put it in the gravel trap there. Jeff Mathis has gone around and is trying to get it looped back around, and will.
And some other drivers, that corner that Schlosser went off on, some other drivers have gone off there, and you can see the dirt on the top of the racing surface there. So I think Schlosser kind of got into that a little bit as well, but able to still keep it underneath of him.
TJ Crampton trying to move into the top 10 here, and he gets past Victor Aldrich.
Looked like Aldrich had a bit of a problem. He slowed way down there, down the hill, into turn 3.
Well, we're getting to the point where these rear tires are feeling feisty.
Look back to our leaders here.
I mean, Brett Nichols doing an incredible job staying with Christopher Hill. Hill has great pace, and it's hard to ride this long right behind somebody on a road course.
Oh, Watson has had a problem.
Oh, Watson from 3rd has dropped all the way down to 8th. That moves him off the podium. Claiborne on. Big problems for the Season 3 champ.
Take a quick look at a replay here for Watson. Oh, and just gets loose through that small S section, the first one to the left. Spins it out. And just has it's hard to get going in the grass in these cars, and that's a part of the problem he had there, why he lost so many positions, but he also ended up backwards from where he was trying to go as well. So it took him quite a while to get that thing turned around and loses a bunch of positions.
Jeff Mathis is going to call it a night. From Rhett Nichols back to Cody Claiborne now. That's 2nd place and 3rd place. 18 seconds between the two. As Steven C. Thompson has a problem, he drops from 6th down to 8th. Watson rolls back through him, as did Camano.
Rhett Nichols just piped in the purple lap the last time around.
These tires don't wear, they just get hotter, and these fuel loads get lighter. Fuel load is awfully light right now. Pit stops within the next 10 laps expected for everybody. With an extra pace lap in there, who knows? Well, it's funny, Christopher Hill answered right back with the purple lap last time around. Into the 38s. Only saw a couple laps in the 38s all through practice.
And that purple lap was 0.2 faster than the best of Rhett Nichols.
He might do another one here, because that was an awfully sporty lap. And it was not, but it was pretty good. A 32.2 or a 39.2 to a 39.5. As Nate Siefker has crashed. Nate Siefker has crashed into the barriers from 4th. And now has to try and find his way back onto the track. And he has a meatball flag. It's dropped all the way to 9th and is going to continue to drop as Siefker. The top 5 run is over.
Oh, and I think this is the same exact place Watson had his issue. It is.
Man.
Except Siefker gets deeper in there before he gets on the binders and into the tire barrier. It wasn't a big hit, but obviously quite a bit of damage to the right side wheels there.
So maybe hoping for some quick repairs here. But he is still sitting on pit road.
Oh, Camano, a huge slide there through the downhill right-hander. Watson going to get up to the inside here in turn 2 and takes the spot. But, I mean, that was a good job by Camano just to hang on to it. That was a big slide there through the first turn.
So Watson has about 10 seconds to get back up to third, and he'll have to work through Matt Schlosser to do that as well. Not impossible, though. Still plenty of race left to go, not even halfway through. Round number 2 of the season here in Brands Hatch, Indy. For the second time in series history. Christopher Hill's Sector 2 was the purple sector of the race. Could this be another purple lap for Hill? It is not. It's awfully good, though.
And he has gapped Nichols big time here in the last 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, 1.7 seconds. As Watson is off the track again, brings it back on. No harm, no foul. Doesn't lose any time or positions. And it's that green paint and runoff right next to the green grass.
Oh, Camano's off.
Oh, there goes Camano, though.
Thompson gets through.
That certainly was the grass. So Camano back to 7th. Thompson up to 6th. But the issue for Seeker, Victor Aldrich is back at the top 10, but Matt Johnston is reeling him in.
Oh,
Drew White off again.
Yep.
Well, Drew, I think, said last week on the podium he just wanted to finish this race, and he just came awfully close to not finishing it there. I'll tell you this much. Anybody that manages to finish this race probably get a top 15 out of it, for whatever that's worth to him. So we're not too far away from that being the case.
Yeah, Drew currently, I think, last of those still running. And he's in 18th, so some more problems were for a few more drivers, and we're right on that number. We still got half of this race left.
Pit window is open. We'll be crossing halfway this time. Hill does not take it.
Here comes Isidro.
Nicholas Isidro in from 8th. Good to point out as well that Isidro in the 8th spot was the last driver on the lead lap. I mean, Hill and Nichols are setting a blistering pace. Cody Claiborne is 21 seconds behind him, and it's a 40-second lap. There could be 4 cars on the lead lap by the end of this race. Or less. Nichols with a purple sector, sector 2. And lighten up the rears, headed through McLaren.
Here's a battle. Whoa! For position, Ellison is off.
Way off.
Isidro had just come out of the pits right in front of Ellison, and Ellison had a huge run. And Isidro had to check up a little bit on the right after the pit stop. And
Matt Johnston from 10th is down pit road.
Ellison absolutely biffed it. Ellison going to come down pit road now. Oh, and Isidro's off now. Right back onto the track. Oh, my goodness. Just about got wiped out by Rutherford there.
Hill and Nichols down pit road. Nichols made up a ton of time on Hill on pit entry. Oh, Drew White is crashed again, but we'll keep it going. Still didn't hit anything. Wright and Crampton down pit road. Aldrich as well. Well, the time gained there on entry for Nichols was lost on exit. Stephen Thompson off in 6th. As Austin Lafferty will head down pit road. Corey Rutherford now will as well. Martin Camano down pit road. Hill and Nichols pit, and they are still first and second. Cody Claiborne is a second behind. Rhett Nichols with a pit stop to make. Derek Wright down pit road. Here comes Cody Claiborne from third.
And Nichols has not gotten off to a good start here after coming out of the pits. It's taken him a while to get going. Hill, well over a 3-second gap now.
Yeah, 1.3 seconds faster on the outlap for Hill than Nichols. So it was a big-time gain there for the race leader, Christopher Hill. Here comes James Watson and Matt Schlosser in the top 5.
Yeah, that's third, fourth, and fifth that just came down. Claiborne, Schlosser, and Watson.
We're just about out of people left to come down pit road.
I think Steven Thompson may be the final one other than Drew White.
And he is in third. Watson with a slow pit stop, maybe some damage to repair, but he has dropped all the way down to 9th and is still on pit road. He may have, I don't see that he's picked up a penalty. But, I mean, big problems here for James Watson. Here comes Steven Thompson.
Watson now moving.
Wow. Well, that was unexpected. That takes him down to 15th. Whereas he pit from 4th on the cycle out. So now it's 25 laps for Christopher Hill with no pressure from behind. That's how much time Red Nichols has to close in by 4 seconds. But there is plenty of opportunities for danger around this very small road course. We've only got 2 first-time venues in Season 5. One of them is next week. Homestead Miami Speedway for the first time in series history. Next Wednesday night. And I promise I'll have everything where it's supposed to be in a timely manner next week. Drew White is down pit road, and that should be the final driver to get service tonight. And Christopher Hill just lost his 0X run with a dip of the tire off track, and he is riding behind James Watson in the 15th position, who is trying to stay only 1 lap down. Not that it means much at this point. Up and Watson way off into the gravel track
Johnston
there.
Slides in
Johnson
through the second turn,
and
White
Ellison
out.
My, oh my.
Johnson was trying to get through and slid right up into Ellison.
Ellison has to try and get this car back on track. And will. Ay, ay, ay.
Johnson got in there pretty hot and slid it all the way up the racetrack into the 55. Outside the top 10, lots of battles for position here. Before Johnston and Ellison went off, there were about 5 or 6 drivers all lined up within a second of each other. Now it's thinned out a little bit with those two gone from the equation.
Battle for the top 10 is starting to heat up. Derek Wright, Joshua Rutherford, Joey Selmans, all within a couple seconds of one another. For how Joey's race started, it's not going too bad right now.
I'm sure he wishes he could have started in a better position.
Certainly. Christopher Hill, just want to point out, his lead is shrinking. It was 4 seconds. It's now under 3. Oh, but Nichols with a big lockup there into Druids will give some of that time back. Yeah, it's down a second already. Looking at the sector times, so maybe not. Four drivers on the lead lap as Matt Johnston, I believe, has just crashed through the final turn. Brings it back on track after a thunk into the barriers.
Here's one Rutherford underneath another. Corey, a lap car here in the equation.
And Christopher Hill in the middle of all that. Alejandro cheering on. Martin Camano in the 8th spot. He's trying to make headway to catch TJ Crampton here for 7th. Cedra closing in on Stephen C. Thompson for 5th as well. He's inside of a second now as Johnson will head down pit road to get the car fixed.
Christopher Hill has lapped all the way up to 5th place now. Only 4
Certainly.
drivers on the lead lap with 19 laps to go.
Schlosser is not too far ahead of the race leader as well.
Watson and Selmans doing battle here for 12th. Watson trying to recover from not only an incident that took him from 3rd down to 8th, but then some sort of incident on pit road as well. And you see Rhett Nichols right here behind them in 2nd, trying to get through the traffic.
Yeah, Nichols losing a lot of time again. Had cut into the gap, but has lost it all.
Oh, Ellison off there
Ellison.
in front of the leader. Well, Ellison was doing pretty good there until Johnston made the contact with him, and he struggled a little bit here since then to get back going. Maybe
We've
some
yet to
damage,
see.
I'm sure, as well.
You have to see a pass-through penalty at the 18x limit. Nichols gets through the Rutherfords, but now we'll have to try and contend with James Watson, who we know has podium pace here tonight. Oh, Matt Johnson got the meatball flag cleared, but has immediately crashed on his pit exit.
Joshua Rutherford, Derek Wright. This is for a top 10 position. This is for 10th. Rutherford a little bit looser out of 2.
James Watson a 2.5 behind this duo.
These two continue to battle. Watson is going to be there very quickly.
Yes, he is. More problems for Drew White. He has crashed hard and is missing the left rear tire. That will certainly be the end of the night for the 15.
And here goes Rhett Nichols, finally taking a look to the inside of Watson to get through on the traffic.
So that will break things up a little bit in Watson's pursuit of joining the battle for the top 10. But it will also shake up the battle for the top 10 here.
Certainly will. Maybe Rutherford will be able to use it as a pick. It's going to have to be a little bit closer than this, though. He lost some time there through those couple corners. Whoa. Wanted to let Nichols have the inside. Nichols was trying to go around the outside. Here comes Watson through for 11th.
Watson will take it. Well designed and well executed for the Season 3 Series champion. The only champion in the field tonight. No Dakota, no Octavio, no Bruno. And that puts Watson right behind Derek Wright here to get back into the top 10. And they've got Victor Aldrich right in front of them as well. So 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th all right here together.
Whoa. Watson preferred positioning through turn 2.
But won't have it into the Graham Hill bend. But he'll take it anyway.
Able to
Nicely
put the
done.
power down.
TJ Crampton being reeled in as Stephen C. Thompson has gone off track. He's lost 5th. He's lost 6th. And comes out right ahead of TJ Crampton in 7th.
Looks like there's quite a bit of damage to the left side potentially there as well. I didn't see the incident, but it looks like something is amiss there. Oh, and problem for Joshua Rutherford here as well. Potentially, Aldrich has gotten through. I didn't remember Aldrich being all that close.
Aldrich was ahead, so it's more of a problem for Aldrich. He has lost 3 spots. He's gone from 9th to 12th here on this lap.
I don't even see an off track or anything for Aldrich on my...
No, I don't either.
My replay system here, so... Must have not been a huge incident,
Oh,
but
Rhett
enough.
Nichols has crashed from 2nd. The 2nd place runner is stuffed into the barriers. And such a good race, and it's all over. Man.
Nichols had been pushing the envelope pretty hard.
And was in some lap traffic as well. We'll take a look at what happened there.
And lap traffic had nothing to do with it. He just got he got kind of a little light here on the top of the hill, it looks like. Going through that right-hander, you see the front of the car twitch a little bit. And then as he continues down the hill, it gets light. He's loose. And hard into the tire barrier.
That has got to be ultra disheartening for Nichols, who has had some rough starts to these races. Got past the start, was running so well in 2nd, seesawing times back and forth between he and Christopher Hill, and it's all over.
And here's the onboard with your leader, Christopher Hill, tracking down Matt Schlosser to lap 3rd place.
Yeah, Schlosser here on the podium, and only 3.5 seconds ahead of him is Cody Claiborne. So this could literally be Christopher Hill on his own lap.
Well, there's not much time left to do it. I'm guessing probably not going to get to Claiborne without a problem.
Not impossible.
But
Not impossible that Christopher Hill could have a problem, and Claiborne and Schlosser could make up a whole lap here.
well, I don't think Hill doesn't seem to be in a hurry to pass Schlosser here.
It'll be
Not
7
sure
to
he
go
wants
at
to
the
push
stripe.
the issue.
No, probably not.
Although he is reeling him in, and now we'll go to the outside. Schlosser going to let him by.
Schlosser lets him through. It's Hill and Claiborne now on the lead lap. You think Christopher Hill was a bit ticked off from last week?
Maybe a little bit, but I think we expected him to fare well here.
Certainly.
High-octane road course racing, that's got Christopher Hill written all over it.
And you know what? He said farewell to the entire field thus far.
Only battle
like
within
that?
a second is, I love it, is between Comando and Crampton for 6th. Everybody else spread out mostly 2 seconds or more apart. Tommy, you hit the number right on the head. After Nichols' incident, 15 cars running right now.
Matt Johnson just passed Brent Nichols to take that 15th spot. We could see a return for Ellison or Seifker, but it seems unlikely at this point. They're just sitting on pit road. Just waiting for the dominoes to fall. Christopher Hill, a win seems so likely, but yet more racing to go. 4 to go. 5 miles between Christopher Hill and victory. And also, he's got Cody Claiborne on the same straightaway. The only battle we've got is Isidro and Thompson for 4th. I don't even want to say Thompson. Poor Steven. Oh, Austin Lafferty has backed it into the barriers. 2 laps to go. Hill is on Claiborne. And if Cody can fend off Christopher Hill here, he'll be guaranteed a second-place finish.
I'm not sure that's going to be able to happen.
Maybe not.
Hill seems like he wants it.
What a distinction it would be. Coming to the white flag, and he's got it.
Unbelievable.
I believe guaranteed victory at this point, no matter what.
I'm sure he's wanting to cross that start-finish line, though.
Yeah, probably.
Whoa, here comes Thompson closing in on Isidro.
That'll be a good battle for 4th here on the final lap. But Christopher Hill is the man of the hour. He is the only driver on the lead lap, and he'll take the win at Brands Hatch Indy. Claiborne in 2nd. Schlosser looking to bring it home in 3rd as they battle for 4th behind him. Schlosser is 3rd. Thompson one last go around Clark Corner. And not going to bring it home. It'll be Isidro with a good recovery to take home 4th. And Stephen Thompson, nice run tonight. Top 5. Well, I had a lot of things in mind for this race. Christopher Hill. I mean, Christopher Hill winning was always going to be a possibility. Christopher Hill being the only driver on the lead lap. Did not think it possible.
Certainly did not have that one on the board.
No. As a new largest margin of victory, breaking Christopher Hill's old record from Suzuka in Season 3. A first win of the season after a disappointing finish last week at Auto Club. 4th victory of his career after taking his first career pole position. Christopher Hill gonna burn him down. All right, full finishing rundown. Yeah, holy cow. Christopher Hill on his own island here, quite literally, with the pole, with the win. Cody Claiborne will bring it home in 2nd. Matt Schlosser in 3rd. We'll talk to our podium finishers here momentarily. Nicholas Isidro in 4th. Stephen C. Thompson. Then we'll round out your top 5. TJ Crampton, nice run tonight. He's the hard charger. 23rd to 6th for him. Martin Camanian will finish in 7th. James Watson in 8th. Derek Wright then in the 9th spot. And Joshua Rutherford will round out your top 10. Debut P11 for Joey Selmont. Then it is Victor Aldrich in 12th. Austin Lafferty 13th. Corey Rutherford and Matt Johnson will be your 15 finishers tonight. Rhett Nichols got to be an incredibly disappointing P16. Paul Ellison in 17th, Drew White in 18th, Nate Siefker, Jeff Mathis, your top 20, Kyler Thomas in 21st, Christopher Kreisky 22nd, 23rd for Ken Estep, and technically, I don't think Steve Roman or Brody Gunter are going to be credited with finishes or starts in this race. Roman might, but Gunter certainly will not. Tough night at the office for both of them. But it is podium interview time. We will go in search of the drivers to get interviewed. And we'll talk to Matt Schlosser once again here after a podium last night with the Venom Truck Series at Thompson. Another interesting night of racing here on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Congratulations, though, on another podium. You got a copy? Well, this has happened before. He's going to leave. He'll try and come back, and it'll be all sorted. We'll try one more time. Matt Schlosser, you got a copy?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, absolutely. Welcome back. It's not been, but not even 24 hours. But you're back on the podium here, and you're back with the Daredevil series on the podium as well. Congrats.
Hey, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I heard your first intro too. Yeah, it was quite a crazy race, but yeah, fun race. But yeah, thanks.
Well, I mean, Christopher Hill is Christopher Hill. But you had to do a lot of battling and a lot of defending as well throughout the evening. Talk me through your night here at Brands Hatch Indy.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, I started, I think, 14th, and I guess I was effectively like 12th or 10th because there was like a crash on the pace lap, I think, and that moved me up a little bit. But still had to pass some cars and avoid some chaos, and had some really fast guys like Nate Siefker got by me, and I guess something happened to him, or else he definitely would have finished in front of me somewhere. But yeah, it seemed like it was a tough race, and I made a lot of mistakes and luckily saved it. Almost overstepped it a few times, but held on to it and was trying to catch Cody at the end, and I was talking to him in the waiting room. He was managing his stuff, and I was kind of burning mine up, so I couldn't catch him, but he did a good job. And yeah, Christopher Hill obviously smashed us all, but it was a good race.
Matt, what do you got for Matt?
Well, congrats on a good run here. I mean, this is about the highest octane road course you're gonna get to. How difficult? This seems like a track that you just have to be on and completely on fast all the time without making a mistake. It's such a difficult task. I mean, tell me about the difficulty coming into tonight.
Yeah, in practice, it really took a while to get a hold of the car and kind of find the limit. Obviously this car, you kind of get a reward for pushing it, and then you get bitten if you try to use it too much because you'll heat up the tires. And it was tempting to really push in some of these long sweeping turns because you could kind of lean on those rear tires, but obviously it would bite you if you didn't respect it. And it was tough. I mean, I definitely worn out a little bit. Hands are a little bit sore from that one, but good race. Really fun track for these cars too. Nice old school track, old school car. It was a fun combination.
All righty, partner. Second career podium with the Daredevil series. Congratulations. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out as always to you guys, Turn 200, and obviously you guys put the league on, so thanks for that. Always a blast to race here, and shout out to my sponsor, Old Mother Brewing Company, and yeah, shout out to everybody else in the race. It was a fun race. Everybody was really respectful and clean, at least that I could see. So it's a good race there. And yeah, that's everything I got.
All righty, partner. We'll talk to you again here soon, but nice job here tonight.
All right. Thank you.
So we'll go to a two-time podium finisher, I believe, to a first-time podium finisher in Cody Claiborne, driver number 31.
The choose code.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's back in booth 200. We just talked to you a couple weeks ago for the RL Figure 8 Frenzy, but this is your first Daredevil podium, and long overdue as well. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. It feels weird being back here, not once, not twice, but thrice.
So, I mean, second place here tonight. You were on a podium run anyway. It kind of got broken away there from Christopher and Rhett Nichols as well. But I mean, you were fantastic in your own right here tonight. Talk me through your race here and trying to hang on to this car and hang on to a podium finish.
Yeah, for me, it was all about just not pushing too hard. Like, it was pretty on a knife edge the whole race. So it was try to get as much out without like properly pushing. And I had no idea still what happened to Rhett, so I was super excited to get second.
Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, congrats on a great run here. I mean, what were your expectations coming into tonight? Because tonight, this racetrack just seems like it can go a lot of different ways for the drivers, and just about everybody had an incident almost, other than a couple. I mean, how do you approach this race, and what were your expectations?
Yeah, I mean, I always come to Daredevil just to have a good time, so it's good when the track kind of clicks for me. I really didn't have super high expectations. I obviously knew a lot of people here are oval, so I wanted to do well, but second place is more than I could have asked for.
Well, a long overdue podium interview for you here. We appreciate you coming and running week in and week out, and very excited to get you a podium finish here tonight. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to Joey for hanging out and chat with me and joining Daredevil. Shout out to all the people in Stowe Motorsports. I feel like they've really helped me get a little faster here.
Hopefully Joey's next run with the Daredevils goes a little bit smoother than it did tonight. But yeah, excited for him to join up as well. Congrats on the podium. Go celebrate. We'll talk to you again here real soon.
Thank you. See ya.
And now it is time for the man of the hour. He opened up a can across the pond. Christopher Hill, winner for the fourth time in his career with the Daredevil series. And a huge drive here tonight for you, partner. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, went better than expected. In practice there, Rhett was in a different league at first, and I didn't think I was going to get there. I thought for sure he was going to out-qualify and outrun me, and then yeah, it just kind of came together as everything, got a good qualifying lap, and it's kind of impossible to pass here, so he was kind of stuck behind me for a while, and yeah, by the end it was more comfortable for sure, but it only took like 120 laps to get comfortable with this track, so or something like that. So pretty happy with the result, all things considered.
You're obviously very good at the road courses. I mean, that shouldn't be a shock to anybody that just watched this race, but really has seen any road course race that you've been in with the Daredevils before. You obviously had fantastic pace here tonight, but until you catch lap traffic, about lap 10 here, and then you don't really get to use the pace all that often from there, as you are just trying to get through lap traffic for the rest of the 50 laps of this race. I mean, is it harder to dial back and work around lap traffic than it is to be fast here on the knife edge?
I mean, the whole thing is difficult to be perfectly honest with this with that combo. It's until the tires came in, which, I mean, I would say the car actually felt good at about lap 45 or something. It's kind of sad how long it took for them to really start being comfortable. It's just every corner was like, walking on ice kind of a thing, and so it definitely was a lot of work to every bit of it. And then you add in the traffic. Everybody was very, very courteous in general. So that definitely made it a lot easier, because there was a point or two I'm like, oh gosh, this is going to get interesting, especially when Rhett was right behind me there. I was like really hoping that I could keep him there, but it all kind of worked out, and everybody was very nice as they caught them. So I appreciate that for sure.
Matt, what do you got for the race winner?
Well, congrats on a great race run, and you accomplished a pretty incredible feat here tonight. The only car to finish on the lead lap. You lapped the entire field. Coming down there in the last, 6 or so laps, you were coming up to Matt Schlosser and then Cody Claiborne. I mean, did you know what you were about to accomplish, and were you pushing pretty hard to get it done, or were you a little bit more relaxed?
I mean, I wasn't going to take any massive risks, but as I saw that was a possibility, I was like, I probably should give it a shot at least, right? I mean, So I didn't want to put the win on risk by taking too much of a chance to find the last couple tenths, but it kind of worked out. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely knew that was coming as I saw I was catching up, and so you can't not not try when you're within shooting distance of lapping the field, But it's a small lap though, so it's not like I won by like 2 minutes or something. You know what I mean? It's a short lap, so it was. I'm sure everybody else is running great. I mean, also it took me a while to catch up Cody there at the end, so.
Well, as the Daredevil statistician, I have to make a distinction, or I have to make a decision, I guess, whether or not one lap supersedes the actual seconds that of your already standing record for the largest margin of victory ever. We'll cross that bridge, I suppose. But
I guess so.
Regardless, a fantastic run here tonight. Another win for you. I'm sure it's got to feel especially good after how things went down last week to get back on the top step here tonight. So congratulations.
Sure. Yeah, last week it was a little heartbreaking. Thought I had a chance at it, and then that was it in the last corner. But yeah, hey, at least we're back in the hunt here. So hopefully we can give a good fight for the championship this time around. It'd be fun. So.
Alrighty, who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out tonight?
Always got to thank the team. Team Watson Racing guys are awesome. I mean, they're fun to hang out with. They help anywhere you need it, and they build dang good setups also for anything that we need that for. So big thanks to the team and James and all of that, because it's just a great place to be as far as a community and friends to be on track with. Always got to mention my company, Precision Racing Instruction. I teach people to race in real life and also in the sim, and that's if you're looking for some instruction, you can always look me up on either Facebook, Instagram, Discord if you're in a Discord for me. I've also got some stuff in the future. Kind of excited here. I'm working on a book, so we'll see if that if it's worth reading. But we'll who knows if I can write or not, but we'll find out. So looking forward to having that done and seeing if that helps people out. So.
A man of many talents here, and a winner once again with the Daredevil series, Christopher Hill. Go party hard. We'll talk to you again here soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
This race did not go nearly as bad as it possibly could have. It didn't even season 2 either. I think it's just a testament to the quality of drivers that we have, that they were able to get it done relatively cleanly here tonight. Of course, there were off tracks left and right, but 3 0X's. I would not have had that pegged.
Yeah, 3 0X's, but I mean, also the drivers that did go off, they didn't really put people in compromising positions. There were a couple of incidents that there was contact between drivers, but I mean, really for what could have happened, you're right. It was pretty clean. So, great job by the drivers here tonight. I mean, really all throughout the field, there were great battles to watch. Of course, we had the battle between Rhett and Christopher Hill there for quite a while. But throughout the top 10 and even into the top 15, there was a lot to watch. So shout out to the drivers that tackled this challenging track. It was a tough task for you here tonight, and you delivered. So shout out to all the drivers here and everybody that was in the chat with us here today. Just a few. Alejandro cheering on Martin Cabano, Reflection, and Flinky Roberts was here as well. By the way, if you do see this, Flinky, those pictures, I know mine was a Halloween costume. That's supposed to be Mike Ditka. Not sure about Tommy.
Mine was from a video that I submitted in college. It was a video project where I played a character that got beat up by a professional wrestler. This was an actual professional wrestler who ended up training me after it was all said and done for realsies. But he actually beat the crap out of me in that costume, and it hurt a lot. So that's what that's from. But I love that picture, especially without the context. It doesn't make any sense. It's still, even with the context, it also does not make any sense. I don't remember why I dressed up like that, but still, it was a good time. And tonight was a good time as well. Thank you to everybody that hangs out with us week in and week out with the Daredevil series. Got a lot coming up here this week. Tomorrow night, it is the All-Star Race for the Max VCNT Home Designs Truck Series from Charlotte Motor Speedway, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. It's going to be a good time. Then we'll move on to Sunday. I believe it'll just be me on Sunday. for the Mission R Challenge, top split strength of field broadcast from the boot of Watkins Glen. Tuesday evening, it will be the Venom Truck Series from North Wilkesboro for Tuesday. For the Venom Truck Series, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And that will lead us to Homestead Miami Speedway next time for the first time in series history. Again, it's a reverse of what we did last season. We only had 2 returning tracks last season and 8 new ones. This time around, it's 8 returning tracks and 2 new ones, and Homestead is one of them. So it should be a very interesting race, kind of a cross between our traditional mile-and-a-half oval race and what we saw at Kentucky last season. Where there's going to be some pushing and rooting off the bottom lane to make things a little bit more interesting than your typical mile-and-a-half pack race. So that'll be very interesting next week from Homestead Miami Speedway under the lights. We'll hope you join us for that one around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. That's all we got for you here tonight. Thank you to everybody that was in the chat. Thank you to everybody who comes out and runs the Daredevil series. We would be nothing without the Daredevils themselves. Thank you to the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson. Until we meet again from Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, I'm Tommy Cook saying have a good night, and congratulations to the man who opened up a can here tonight, Christopher Hill.